to them both within and outside the Department of Intercollegiate Athletics for the purposes of appeal if they feel they have been treated unjustly. The mechanisms which are in place at this time are being used and used effectively by student athletes. I would like to point out that the faculty council meeting at which the student athletes' rights were discussed, that the Dean of Students, Michael Gordon, the Dean of Faculties, Anya Peterson-Royce, and the President of the Indiana University Student Association, Patrick Gross, all spoke against the passage of the resolution, citing existing procedures which protect all students, thereby making such a resolution unnecessary. The vote at the faculty council was very close. 18 in favor of the resolution, 16 against, and 2 abstentions. And it's signed Hayden H. Murray, Professor of Geology, Faculty Athletic Representative, signed January 22nd, 1987.
And also, Chuck, from Ralph Floyd today. Ralph says, I am in full support of the entire coaching staff as well as the appeal procedures that are available to students, including the student athletes.
Okay, all set to go. Here it is, the battle of the two undefeateds. 5-0 Indiana, 5-0 Iowa. Indiana with one loss during the season. That was to Vanderbilt earlier in non-conference play. They will tip it again. Bob Showalter, as the tip is controlled by Indiana, chased down by Smart. It's Showalter, Hightower, Ed Hightower, and Sid Rodeheffer, the officials for tonight's game. Indiana with the first possession. Alford working out three-point area. Here is Callaway to the left side, and Alford again. The Hoosiers patiently working as they look inside against a man-to-man. Or is it a matchup, John?
It's man-to-man the first time down the floor.
And it's chased down. Aaron shot by Indiana off the rim, and here come the Hawkeyes. Gamble, 3 points on the way. And the rebound off the hands and out of bounds. It's going to be... No, it's saved. Now it's out of bounds.
Well, that's what Iowa likes to do, a quick shot. They like the fast-paced tempo, and they're an excellent rebounding team. They were able to beat both Illinois and Purdue on the road when there's Coach Tom Davis, first year, where they had more turnovers, 30 turnovers against Purdue on Monday, yet they were able to out-rebound both Illinois and Iowa, or Purdue, and win that ball game. So rebounding is a real strength of theirs.
Now, Sid Rodeheffer is telling Ed Hightower that he viewed the ball as being touched by the Hawkeyes, and Hightower, the man in control of the ball.
Dean Garrett goes over to Tim Garl. He looks like he's got a cut on the right side of his forehead. He looks like he's all right. Just
well,
put a towel up to it, and he's right back in the game.
Roy Marble had a little trouble the other night. In the Purdue game, Marble apparently scratched the retina of his right eye.
And now there's a question about where trainer Tim Garl went to give Garrett the towel if he crossed the line that's in front of the coach's bench. So Tom Davis has been called over to explain the situation. There's Coach Knight pointing to the line. There's Tim Garl on the right. And he wants Coach wants Bob Showalter to come over and explain to Bob what's going on.
All right, now, John, what would the rule be under such a circumstance?
Well, the entire staff, as far as I know, the coaches, assistants, and trainer are not allowed to go past that line. And I believe the official, that's Sid Rodeheffer, is making a comment about Garl coming out to check Garrett on the injury, stepping across that line. Well, but I'm not sure what's going to become of it, whether it's just a warning or whether it'll be some kind of infraction against Indiana.
Well, Coach Knight has that sweater rolled up already. And apparently what they're doing, because he came on the floor, John, apparently it will mean that that Garrett has to sit down and play through one dead ball situation.
That's probably what it was. He really stepped on the floor, not across that line, but onto the floor.
So Steve Isle replaces Garrett in the early going of this game. Let's see what Iowa does to handle it.
Zone by Indiana, 2-3. Iowa not a real good outside shooting team. In fact, from the three-point range, they're 28% in Big Ten play, just 11 of 38.
Marble takes it up, goes right into Thomas, and Thomas called for the first personal of this game.
Well, Marble's their real leader. He's the leading scorer on the team at 13 points, but their top 6 players are all over 8.5 points a game, so they really spread the scoring out a lot, but Marble's probably the one that likes to go to the best, and Daryl Thomas picks up his first foul.
Roy Marble, 6'5" sophomore from Flint, had 10 points against Indiana here at Carver Hawkeye Arena last year. He set an Iowa freshman record with 399 points.
Yeah, they are working on Garrett now. Dr. Bamba and Tim Garl both on the sidelines. It looks like he's got a small cut just to the right of his nose in the eye area, so they're working on him. Iowa still in the ball game.
Kevin Gamble comes up with Alford. Callaway, Alford three-point range. Steve did not have one of his more productive nights here last year. He had but 10 points. Smart, Alford. Lohaus comes out just enough to intimidate. Callaway, and it's long. Knocked away. Here comes Iowa. Armstrong to the line. Great feed, and a stop by Horton. And Iowa, with its motion and speed on conversion, has taken a 4-0 lead.
That's their ball game. They like to go to the offensive board, especially with Lohaus and Gamble, and they like to use the fast break, and Armstrong does an excellent job of bringing the ball to the floor.
Won't fall. Alford's first shot. Here's B.J. Armstrong, and again they go to the baseline. This time Gamble on the drive. And all of a sudden, this motion, and Indiana had hoped to be able to hold them in half court, is proving very, very deadly to the Hoosiers. 6-0. The drive, the shot, and a foul. That's going to send Rick Callaway to the line.
Garrett checks back in now. And let's see who he replaces. So Steve's going to go out now. Steve Isle will go out. Here's the play again. Callaway dribbling to the left. And right there is going to be the bump by Marble. But the Iowa, Chuck, is such an explosive team. You've seen them come back against Illinois. They came back against North Carolina State, too, up in Alaska. They were down 12 points with 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go, and North Carolina State had the ball. And, of course, the State was a team that beat Iowa in the first round of the tournament last year, and they were able to pull that game out, and they've been able to beat Iowa, or beat Purdue and Illinois now on the road. So they're an explosive team, and the game is never over, no matter how far they're behind.
Horton pulls down another big rebound. Here's Jeff Moe from Buff High School in the Hawkeye lineup.
2-3 zone by Indiana, trying to force that outside shot. You can see
Marble down to the baseline. Look at this. Blocked away by Garrett. Moe will put it back up again. Garrett gets a hand on it again. 2 great blocks by Dean Garrett. Here's Indiana. Alford takes it back out.
That's a good play. He set it up.
And over the back, Lohaus is called for the foul.
Realizing you didn't have a good play, because Iowa wants you to run. They want you to get in that game. That's the way they want to play. And Lohaus picks up a foul.
Second team foul against Iowa. It is 6-1. And we have played about 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Indiana down by 5 and out of bounds. And last touch by Alford. He put it off the knee of Lohaus, and it came right back to him.
Steve knew he was coming close to the 5-second call, and they made the right play. The ball just happened to bounce right back at him. Indiana still in the zone now, and you can see how much longer it takes Iowa to get the shot away on the half-court offense than the fast break. So this is not really the kind of game they want, and this is why it's important for Indiana to try to force them to set the half-court offense each time down the floor.
And it's going to be on Callaway, as Lohaus, playing much better than he did when we saw him here last year, as well as at Indiana. He had only 4 points last year and wasn't a starter. Lorenzen from Cedar Rapids, a 6'9" junior, started last year. But Lohaus, left-handed shooter, has really come on. And he's become not only an intimidator, but a scorer as well. His first point.
And he plays a forward position. He's 7 foot tall. He runs pretty good. Not a bad touch. 71% from his free throws. That's excellent for a big man. And he's really been a good addition. But the whole key to the Iowa team is they go 9 deep. Although we haven't seen a lot of substituting here early.
Well, Horton gets an easy 2. It's 9-1. Indiana down by 8 as we look across at the Indiana bench. great concern over the pressure that the Hawkeyes have applied against Indiana early in this game. And the Hoosiers' ineffectiveness to take it inside, up and in. And Garrett for
exactly
two.
what you mentioned, taking it inside. Garrett held his position well. And, of course, look at Iowa trying to fast break after a made basket.
Moe and Thomas chases it down. Here come the Hoosiers, 3-on-1. Pulls up. And knocked away. Here's Marble. Now, this is the thing that hurts Indiana because Iowa is back so quickly. Blocked by Garrett, foul. And that's going against Callaway.
Iowa comes right back at you, and I think the more change of possessions there are, the more that favors Iowa. Because you can see how quickly they're able to get a shot away on the fast break. And then now a little bit of foul trouble for Indiana as Callaway picks up his second early in the game.
9-3, Hoosiers trailing. A lot of fans watching us tonight. We even had fans from Tulsa, Oklahoma call us. They're watching by satellite.
Gary Wright now, number 3 in the lineup, 6'7", 220. Left-handed player.
And he gets the roll on the second one. He has two, and we have timeout at Carver Hawkeye Arena. You're watching Indiana basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. The score, Iowa 11, Indiana 3.
To America's best as they look to Australia and the America's Cup Challenge.
This bus for all that you do, you got the stuff to come through a long way from home, but you're not alone. It's your country's home. It's all staying with you. You make America work, and this bus for you.
You're shaving with coal.
Coal? I'm shaving with my electric razor.
And it takes coal to produce that electricity.
Never thought of it like that.
Coal generates more than half the electricity in the United States. It takes coal to fix your breakfast, tune in, and turn on. In fact, on the average, every American uses 3 tons of coal each year. Amex Coal Company, powering your world.
Few network stations on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Illinois and Purdue are entering overtime. They're tied at 80 at West Lafayette. Lee with a 3-point shot for Purdue to bring that game into OT right at the buzzer. Right here at Carver Hawkeye Arena, it's Iowa leading by 8, and Indiana's offensive and defensive ends play has left a lot of room for improvement, John.
Right, this is the game Iowa likes to play, and you can see with 11-3 lead, they've got to be pleased. So Indiana's got to, again, make Iowa set their offense up, and that's difficult. If you take a shot, they get the rebound, they're already into their offense with that fast break. Somehow you've got to be able to get back quick enough to stop it. Now here's their other form of offense is the trap. This is a full court pressure defense. They're looking for a turnover in order to make a quick basket at the other end.
Well, Indiana broke that fairly effectively.
And then set up the half-court offense. You got to make Iowa play a lot of half-court defense. Try to wear them down a little bit.
Blocked. Shot by Smart is good. And this may be a key. The effectiveness of Keith Smart and Steve Alford from the outside. You know they're going to overplay Steve. So if Smart, with his athletic ability and his leaping ability, can get some to drop, Indiana could get back in this game.
Exactly.
Lorenzen in the lineup. Al Lorenzen, the junior from Cedar Rapids. He's handling the ball. Now he gives it and goes away, and this is Marble.
Bill Jones, 14 in the lineup now for Iowa.
Off the rim, Lorenzen follows. Garrett just watched it go out of bounds, and it's going to be Iowa ball.
Yeah, another rebound, offensive rebound. And I think that stat is more important to Iowa than the turnover stat. There's Coach Knight's record against Iowa, 18-10.
Number 3, Gary Wright in the lineup. And he is considered to be one of the more athletic players on this Iowa team.
He's got an injury on the left hand. You can notice the bandage the next time you see him. Got his hand in a door and has missed a couple games because of that.
Moe leans in and gets his rebound. and then goes right over Garrett. Here comes Callaway working up on Gamble across the line. Knocked away. The steal. Jones on the break, and he's touched it. Bill Jones. Up court to Alford. It's 15-5. And 2 from Dean Garrett. We have lost our monitor out here at courtside, so on replays, we're just going to have to sort of play along with some of you fans at home and hope that we stay with the action. Moe, and it doesn't fall. Garrett tries to one-hand it down, scramble on the court, and here's Smart. It's a one-on-one. Back to defend is Jones.
And a whistle. That's going to go against Jones as he tried to make the steal on Keith Smart. But you can see Moe's the one battling in there now for those offensive rebounds. That's the second time in a row now. Joe Hillman's going to come in to replace Smart.
Marble back on the lineup for Iowa. And we've got a couple of new faces as they turn. Well, Horton is back in the lineup, and number 10, B.J. Armstrong as well. It'll be Indiana to toss it in. Darrell Thomas, and he looks all the way back out to Callaway. To Hillman. Hillman will be working the point. And we see it looks like a 3-2. In the corner to Callaway. Steps inside, 8 feet. No good. Rebound. Thomas knocked out of his hands. Loose ball. Chased down by Garrett. Off to Thomas.
See, Alford has not been able to get the ball in scoring position. And I think that's what I was trying to do defensively.
3 on the way. And boy, that had nothing but net all the way.
And he was about 2 steps outside that line, too.
Armstrong, free throw line. Garrett, and a foul as Thomas cleared the ball away. And they call that foul on Ed Horton.
25, Ed Horton, right? See, Iowa makes more substitutions now. Armstrong, number 10's back in the lineup. And now Lohaus is back in. So this is their style. They'll play 2, 3, 5 minutes maybe. And then they get a break, bring some new players in.
Indiana with the ball. Here's Meyer. Into Alford. And there's the press. And up to Hillman. Hillman gets it away from the side. That's the greatest place to trap if you're a quick team. Easy shot by Rick Callaway. They left him alone. His first field goal.
Indiana's back in the game now. 15-12 at the 13-minute mark. And they're using it on that half-court offense. Here again, you see they've made Iowa set up their offense.
Lohaus. And they shove it down on the corner to Marble, out to Gamble. Here's Marble. Marble just slides side to side on the baseline to Horton. And that's hard off the glass. Todd Meyer, good hands, tries to get it out. He's fouled as he pushes it out. And it's going to be Indiana's ball.
That was a
now
kick.
Let's say kick ball.
Todd Meyer with a good rebound there, but you can see how limited the Iowa offense is when, of course, you only give them one shot to hoop. You give them that second shot off the rebound, and they're very dangerous. So the whole key is going to be rebounding. We'll try to watch that rebounding stat for you in today's game.
Okay, it's going to be Meyer, and he needs somebody. There he is, Alford.
Good defense by Marble. He really kept Steve from making that penetrating move inside.
Hillman. Alford. 3 more. No. Here's Marble. And that's goaltending. I don't think that ball would have gone. They call goaltending.
Well, he got a late jump that time as we've got our monitor back now.
And the buzzer sounds. Now, Indiana had possession of the ball. That buzzer should not have sounded.
Right, and in fact, the official Ed Hightower and he said play, but the players said stop, so they did blow the whistles. The substitute is not allowed to come in yet, and it'll be Indiana ball out.
And Indiana still has the run of the line. In it comes, and stolen by Armstrong. Up over Garrett, and a foul on Garrett.
No, it's going to be a travel.
Aha, okay.
On Armstrong. He got caught. A good defense by Callaway as he backed away as Armstrong started to make his drive. Now we have a timeout.
All right, we have 12 minutes even remaining. You're watching Indiana basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. It's Iowa 17, Indiana 12.
It's the new white one. Yes, sir. You can't miss it. Oh, sorry, this one's mine.
I knew it.
No, I believe that...
A luxury car isn't a luxury car if it looks like something else.
Uh-oh, not mine. Lincoln Town Car, sir. Yeah.
There's nothing like a Lincoln Town Car. Its luxury is unmistakable. It stands alone in styling and prestige. This year, as always, the Town Car is distinctively Lincoln, what a luxury car should be.
You wouldn't listen.
Rembrandt introduces the world's most advanced plain paper copier, the Panasonic 3040. Office productivity at your fingertips. Quality copies with the touch of a button. The 3040 automatically adjusts for proper size and exposure, plus features auto-duplexing for perfect two-sided copies and an optional E2S electronic editing system. Now, when you purchase the Panasonic 3040, get a free Panacopy Mini, the world's smallest handheld electronic copier, free from Rembrandt. Rembrandt and Panasonic, two names you can count on time after time after time.
This is the 121st meeting between Iowa and Indiana. The Hoosiers lead the overall series 70 to 50. Iowa won here last year by 10, 79-69, and Indiana won at Assembly Hall 80 to 73 later on. Kicked out of bounds. There's that pressure. They are just so quick and guard you so closely.
You think the man's open underneath there, and then by the time the pass reaches him, he's covered up.
Okay, into Hillman. Now they release the pressure.
They're looking for a trap. Watch.
Right.
You see Marble right there in the center. He's trying to use that sideline as Alford goes around Lohaus.
And Lohaus at 7 feet, guarding 6'2" Steve Alford. Meyer, Alford, steps up, Hillman. Callaway. Won't fall. Boy, I'll tell you, Horton really gets up after that ball.
That's good offense by Indiana. Callaway just missed the shot, but no team likes to play defense, and they come the last 10 minutes of the ball game, a team will get tired of playing that defense. Good pass there by Mo.
Lohaus with his first field goal. He has 3, and Iowa begins to sneak away again, leading now by 7. And there's a foul over the shoulder. B.J. Armstrong with his first personal.
Todd Meyer made a good play there by coming to the ball. Instead of waiting for the ball to come to him, he kept on an angle to meet the ball, and that way Armstrong had the foul in order to try to make the steal.
And John, really as academic as it sounds, that is a key to good pass attack anyway.
Right, you've got to come to the ball. And a lot of times players wait for the ball to come to them. The defense steps right in front of them, comes up with a steal.
All right, Keith Smart back in. Replacing Hillman's still in there. Here's Smart from the line. Oh, he gets it to roll.
And that's Lohaus coming out on the block, so he really had to use all his sleeping ability there.
19-14, still a 5-point lead, Iowa. We have 10 minutes, 40 seconds remaining, first half. And Alford knocks it away. Here's Smart after the steal. That was Hillman, I'm sorry. After the steal, they turn it right around. Marble. And he goes to the rim and scores. Just really astounding conversion.
Yep, just so quick. You think Indiana has the advantage, but a missed dribble by Keith gives Iowa the ball, and now they've got the advantage going the other way.
All right, here's Smart.
Got to watch. See, notice how he didn't dribble into that sideline. Got rid of the ball before Iowa could trap.
Thomas takes it right inside. Darrell Thomas with his first field goal. And it's back to a 5-point Hawkeye lead, 21-16. Mo, look how far out Lohaus plays. Armstrong, no good. Weak side, Indiana have no one over there, and Marble with an easy 2.
The Indiana did the thing there that they want. They forced the offense. They made him take an outside shot, but Iowa comes right back with the rebound.
All right, Darrell Thomas with an aggressive baseline move. Armstrong holds it up. Indiana still showing a 2-3 zone.
They've switched to man-to-man a little bit, but basically it's been the zone, Chuck.
And they're getting deep bounds on the ball. Horton, and there's a foul. Horton will go to the line. The foul is on Hillman, his first.
Now see, there's 2 offensive rebounds. They missed their first offensive rebound on the shot. They come right back and get another one. Now watch this. Moe's got it now. He's taking a shot. Pretty good defense there. Hand in the face. Darrell's trying to block out. Dean really didn't go to his man to block. The ball comes right to Horton. And now they've got a third shot on one time down the floor.
Horton, about 50%. 55 or so at the line. Gets this one. Springfield, Illinois sophomore. Played at Lanphier. Played against Indiana last year here, January 30th, did not score. And this one will. 8 points for Horton already. And here's the pressure again. Alford. That's a good feed. Out to Hillman. Hillman drives up on Jones. Now back to Steve and back to Joe. Indiana really having to show what kind of discipline they have to bring this game back into control. There's a good turnaround, a soft shot by Garrett for his 3rd field goal.
That's right. Dean's doing a better job in his shot selection. You see, he used a fake that he was coming out with the pass and turned, noticed the defense had fallen away, and then took a good shot.
Moe 3, yes. Jeff is 24 of 71 from that area. About 34%. Alford sends 3 more on the way. This one doesn't fall. And the rebound to Lorenzen. The Hoosiers just have no one who can battle on the boards with the Hawkeyes right now. Jones takes it right into Alford. 2 players down for Indiana.
No call there either time on a charge. Indiana back in the zone now. Got to watch Moe on the outside, though.
And reach over. There'll be a foul. That goes against Keith Smart, his first. Now that is the 6th team foul against Indiana.
This is a good play to trap on because the big guy's got the ball outside. Alford and Smart come right in, but watch the slap there. You got to keep your arm straight in the air and avoid that slap. You're going to call for the foul. That's what happened. Now a timeout.
We have an official timeout at the 7:58 mark. You're watching Indiana basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Iowa leads Indiana by 8, 28-20.
It's not a body shop. It's a chop shop, where stolen cars are stripped of their parts. You can help deter auto thieves by supporting stricter licensing and titling laws, insisting on tougher jail sentences for car thieves, and by etching your vehicle identification number on the windshield of your car. Your Farm Bureau insurance agent can help. We gotta shut them down before they clean up.
We'd like to see you smile. A new day is dawning. Now you're moving in, and we want to be your friend. Hooks likes to see you smile. You can depend on us to be a good neighbor, to show you we care. Hooks likes to see you smile. We like to see you smile.
28-20. That's the score. The Hawkeyes with the lead. And Indiana has had an uphill battle since the opening tip. The Hoosiers controlled the tip, took the first shot, did not hit. And Iowa has been in total control ever since.
They're just a very explosive team. They lead the nation in rebound margin. They average 13 more rebounds than their opponent, which is unbelievable. Obviously, they're also leading the Big Ten in that category.
That's a set inbound play. Comes right to Marble. into Smart against the press. And up it comes. Here's Callaway, and he'll bring it across. Indiana having a little trouble hanging onto the ball, and it's largely due to the harassment of this Hawkeye defense. 10-point lead, 30-20. Thomas wheels, dishes. Tries to go back up again, draws a foul.
Oh, he stayed in there and battled, too. He made a good move, but Iowa, a big team that they are, was able to block that shot. He still stayed after it, and Wright with the foul.
The first foul on Gary Wright, the 6'7" senior from San Bernardino. Well, all of you who have been watching the Purdue-Illinois game and to watch Purdue come out with a one-point victory, 87-86, we welcome you to the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network from Iowa Hawkeye Arena, where the score is Iowa 30 and Indiana 20. And a foul, and that's going to be called against Rick Callaway.
Wow, Rick can't believe that call. It's offered through the high pass, and Ed Hightower ruled that Iowa had the position, and Callaway initiated the contact, and that's his third foul. So 7:17 to go. He's got to come out for the rest of the half.
That's a difficult call to interpret. Here's Jones. Pushes off on Smart. No call. Bounced inside. Smart tries to chase it down. Right. Back to Jones. And we have a blocking foul called against Smart.
That's a good call. Keith was not in a position. He really forced the contact that time.
Bob Showalter says 1-1.
Here's the pass. Now watch Smart. See how he kind of moves out here. Boom. There he is. 60's chest right into Jones. And he makes a good shot, but he's going to get two shots. He's going to get a 1-1. That was before the shot.
Jones.
Boy, two Indiana players, Smart and Thomas, both go down, complaining to the officials about one of the Iowa players knocking him down, but it's not going to go that way. Now they got to wipe the floor up a little bit.
11-point lead for Iowa, 31-20. A 6'7" junior, you're looking at him from Detroit. Bill Jones. Limited statistical information about Jones. I haven't seen an awful lot of action. Misses this shot, and they get the offensive rebound, put it back in. That's Gamble.
See, Chuck, here they come right to the press.
And it's going to be a foul on Gary Wright. Wright and Smart collided. Their legs tangled up, and they're going to call that foul on Wright. His second.
I was going to mention on Iowa's last basket by Gamble, Iowa, I haven't been able to keep track, but they have not scored a lot when they've been forced to set their offense up. Most of their baskets have come on those second rebounds, and that's the whole key is the rebounding here. Indiana's not been able to shut off Iowa just taking one shot, and that's the reason for the 13-point lead.
Brian Sloan for the Hoosiers, number 45. As Keith Smart readies, Baton Rouge Jr. with his first free throw and fifth point.
Ball's a little wet. He asked Bob Showalter to dry it off a little for him. Good concentration there. The Iowa section, the band, and students right behind the basket there. Not that he can see him, but they're making a little noise.
Armstrong. That's blocked by Garrett, and he one-hands it right back to Armstrong.
He's got to catch that ball, though. It was partially deflected, and he blocked it down. Iowa was able to retain a possession.
Blocked again. No basket, no goaltending, but it's going to be a foul against Indiana. That will go against Darrell Thomas, his second. Well, they say that's the third. Well, they called it against Keith Smart. That's his third. Tony Freeman will see some action now for Indiana, replacing Smart.
Boy, what a great game he had against Northwestern. 13 assists in that ball game, just one short of the all-time record for an Indiana player for assists.
Horton can't get this one, or Gamble rather, can't get this one to roll in. This is not an exceptional free throw shooting team, although Gamble does get this one, his 5th point. We welcome our flagship station, Channel 4, back to this game where it is Iowa 34, Indiana 22, with 6:27 remaining in the first half. The Hoosiers have the ball and have had trouble getting themselves into this contest. At one time, the Hoosiers were within 5, but Iowa has slowly, methodically opened the lead.
To the viewers just tuning in, it's really been a game where Indiana's trying to set their half-court offense because Iowa wants the fast break, but Iowa's done the job on the offensive boards getting second shots.
There's a good feed from Sloan to Garrett, and Garrett with his 4th field goal. It's a 10-point lead. Outside, Gamble won't fall, and the rebound to Garrett. He pulls it down. Mid-stall, the Hawkeye arms. Alford.
Notice how patient Indiana will try to be.
And Steve.
Steve really hasn't gotten the ball in shooting possession a lot, although he does have a 3-point shot.
And that's a foul on Sloan. They're going to call it as Gamble goes, or Marble goes tumbling into the photographers to our left. Lohaus out, Horton out, Lorenzen back in.
Here's the Iowa offense at its best. This is what they like to do. Look at that. Just one man back. Marble, he's their main leader, though, as far as scoring. And they like to get him the ball whenever they can, especially in an open court.
We were talking about the free throw shooting skill of this Hawkeye team, 69%. Generally, you figure if a team can be shooting around 70, 71%, maybe 72, that's pretty good as a team. Roy Marble, the sophomore sensation from Flint, Michigan, is 3 for 3. At the charity stripe, and readies his 2nd. And this is good. He has 10 points. And Iowa is back to a 12-point lead. Alford wheels it out.
Good move there to avoid the trap. He caught that ball right in the corner.
I'll go behind Gamble. Here's a great steal by Tony Freeman. Boy, he was back to recover quickly. Alford. Inside, Thomas. Yes, sir.
Gary Wright was down. Look at Darrell. He says he's all right, though.
Well,
just needs a breather. But as Thomas came down that stuff, he landed on Wright. Just a little slow getting up. Watch this pass by Freeman. Excellent. And this is going up strong. And see, Wright kind of turns his back, but Thomas catches his hip, and then Wright falls down on him.
Well, Wright sort of moved in underneath him, too, a little bit. All right, Lorenzen, battle underneath. What do we have? Blocking foul against Gary Wright.
See a little bit of a turn here in the Tide as Indiana is able to get that last hoop. Rick Callaway on the bench now. He's got 3 fouls. He got those early and has had to spend the rest of the half on the bench. And this is a 1-and-1 now, so a chance for Indiana to get the lead below double digits. It's at 10 right now for Iowa.
Tom Davis in his first year makes another substitution, and back in is Ed Horton, a 6'8" sophomore. I tell you, when you talk about the athletic ability of this team and you look at them, whenever you see a team like this, you always say, boy, they look older than a sophomore, or they look older than a junior. But
yes, they've had of course, everybody from last year's team is back except Andre Banks, and I think a great compliment to Tom Davis, a first-year coach, to come in and meet new players and to win the first 17 ball games he's had with the club. And, of course, a big key to that was the 17-day trip they took to China. He was able to work a week at double or 2-a-day practices and then took 17 days with the team. So, obviously, that's been a big help for the Iowa team.
Indiana will go to Hillman again. There's a little shove underneath, and we have a foul. This is a backing in foul on Marble. It's going to be another moving pick or just an offensive foul.
Back. Sloan was on the defense, and he's pleading his case to Showalter. Tom Davis does not agree with it. Let's look inside. Watch 45 Sloan. See how, right there's a shove. Garrett makes a steal, but Marble pushed off, and the official on the weak side makes the call. But they're going to put Garrett at the line. It looked like Sloan on the replay who got knocked out of the way, and that's brought Tom Davis up also.
Won't fall. There's Sloan with a rebound, scores. What a great offensive board by Brian Sloan.
Boy, big play. Now, as you saw in the replay, he's the one that caused the chance and gets a hoop. Now it's 6-point lead for Iowa.
36-30, 4:42 left in the first half. Marble to Lorenzen outside, no. And the rebound, Horton just leans in, and the rebound to Garrett. Saved by Freeman.
The fans here wanted a kick on that. Freeman able to come up with the ball, and then Indiana slows it down and sets the offense. The last 4 or 5 minutes, Chuck, Indiana's been able to come back because they played their kind of game, a half-court offense. And although Iowa's getting second rebounds, second shots on rebounds, they're not making a good field goal percentage.
Turnaround by Garrett, who's strong off the rim. Down goes Sloan. Armstrong takes it right inside, lays it to Moe. Moe leans inside but travels.
Garrett did the job that time as he was playing back and did not take the fake that Moe used and caused a travel. If Garrett leaves his feet, that foul's going to go against Indiana, but it goes as a travel against Moe on a timeout.
More substitutions, and we'll bring you up to date on who's in and who's out after we tell you that you're watching Indiana basketball from Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City. Indiana trails Iowa 36-30.
Much of the loan interest tax deductions you've enjoyed will no longer be deductible in 1987. There is a way to keep these deductions. Summit Bank's HomeLine. With HomeLine, you can borrow against the equity in your home to obtain the car, boat, RV, education, or vacation you want. Act now and Summit Bank will waive all fees, a savings up to $200. HomeLine, it's still tax deductible, and it's available only at Summit Bank. Member FDIC.
Pepsi Hoosier hysteria is building. Match winning basketball scores and numbers inside Pepsi-Cola products, and you could win one of 10 trips to the NCAA Final Four in New Orleans, or one of 4 87 Olds Calais. Catch Pepsi Hoosier hysteria.
Jim and Eileen Shellhammer drive every chance they get from their home in Clarksville, Tennessee, up to Jolton, Tennessee, where they have a friend, Chris Casasanta, and he has a satellite dish. Obviously, there's a couple of loyal IU fans. It's nice to have them, and all the rest of you watching us all over the country tonight. My son down in Houston, Texas, Todd, is watching us tonight, and we welcome all of you. Hope we can bring home an Indiana victory. Pressure again into Alford, back in the lineup for Indiana.
One thing Indiana has done, Chuck, is a good job of breaking this press. They've taken quite a while to get to some of those inbounds passes, but after that, they've had no trouble getting across the timeline.
Alford looking inside. That's where they want things to happen. If that's not, here it is. Up high, and a good arch on that shot by Garrett. He has 10.
You call that one, Chuck. You're right. The half-court offense, either a shot by Alford outside or to force the ball inside. Indiana's now down 4.
36-32. Now, John, here's another key. They're forcing Iowa now to play half-court.
Exactly. When you make a hoop, it's very rare when Iowa can come down the fast break, and they're not as good on half-court offense, but that's what they can do. There's an offensive rebound, another possession.
And Lohaus pops it from outside. He has 5.
See, that's the whole key to the game. If you limit Iowa just to one shot each time down the floor, and here's the turnover.
Armstrong. And Freeman reaching in commits the foul.
See, that's how quick the tide can turn. Indiana was right in the game at 4 points and had a possession. Iowa takes the shot and then misses it, but gets the rebound, puts it in. Now they're able to put the press on. If Indiana gets that rebound, now Iowa can't press. So Indiana's able to go down and set the offense. So the whole key to their game is the transition. They're very good at it.
38-32. We have 3 minutes even. 3 minutes. Gamble as we said, a 70% shooter.
This is going to be a big 3 minutes, too, Chuck, because Indiana's right there. They could be down 8, but they got to within 4. If they can come back to within 4, even giving up as many offensive boards as they have, they're still right in the ball game and hopefully can adjust a little bit at halftime.
Freeman up to Alford. Tony's quickness broke that. Freshman out of Westchester, Illinois. Fires from outside. Oh, what concentration he had on that.
He really did it all that time. He didn't get the pass to anybody, and here we got a turnover as Gamble loses out of bounds. So there's one time where the fast break hurts Iowa, gives Indiana the ball, but again, on an out-of-bounds play, they go right to the full-court press.
Here comes Freeman. Alford chases it down.
Good, set it up now. Good job by Freeman. He brings it back out. Not necessarily to take the first good shot as a foul comes on Gamble. He's drawn the assignment on Alford, and here we see again where teams like to use a big player, a quick player if they have one. This time it's Gamble on the smaller Alford to try to bother him. Steve got it
right in the mouth.
It looks like. He's all right. He'll get a 1-and-1.
Steve's dad Sam is here. He got a quick flight over from Newcastle, and he's going right back.
See, also on the end of the IU bench, Everett Dean, the former coach, is all the way up. I'm sure it's been a long time since he's been here in Iowa City, but I know he brought many teams up here to play these Hawkeyes in his coaching days.
Well, Steve has 6 points, 3 of those from the line, and 1 3-pointer. I talked to Everett before the game. He came up here to visit a friend. And the friend asked him if he'd like to go over and see the game and see the arena.
Of course. An old coach would never say no to an invitation like that.
It's a 4-point game. Iowa 40. Offensive foul.
Good play by Daryl Thomas. Look at the bench. The bench is up. All 5 players on the floor congratulating each other as a step in as it's called. When you're man setting a pick, you step out that way. And that time it draws the foul. You can hear the Iowa fans not happy with it.
Ed Hightower forgot to make the call to the bench.
Officials, right. They didn't really go over to the bench. So now Indiana ball 2:19 and a chance to cut the lead to 2.
And that's a good move. Thomas throws it off the foot and then gets out of the way.
See, they're right in front of the bench. There's not a lot of room there. But Iowa does a good job of pressuring so that you can't get that pass in. This time it goes to Sloan. Get it to Freeman. There you go.
40-36. And Indiana with 2 minutes, 11 seconds, and a chance to pull within 2. And Thomas, but he's tripped. And Lohaus has picked up his second foul, and that's going to send Darrell to the line.
Or nearly a turnover. Look at Tom Davis. He's looking for that 5-second call. Freeman loses. Look how high he's dribbling the ball. That's not good. And Darrell has trouble with the pass there. You see he goes to the floor. The call is a trip against Lohaus. And Thomas at the line.
Darrell still flexing that back when he went down hard underneath. I saw him do that earlier. He may be tightening up just a little bit, John.
Not on that free throw, though, as you can hear the fans really starting to try to get their Hawkeyes going as they stamp their feet on the temporary bleachers and really echoes throughout this arena.
And that's good. He has 8. Indiana down by 2, 40-38. It's a game. Now the question is, can Indiana control this intensity of Iowa?
They can, as long as they can do this. Force Iowa into the half-court offense and limit them to 1 shot each time down the floor.
How far out Lohaus plays. And he's a threat from out there. He's a good shot. Here's Horton. It won't fall. Lohaus follows for 2. Indiana did not close up underneath. Here's Freeman. Underneath, looks in the slam dunk from Garrett. Oh, boy.
See, these players are now aware, Chuck, that even though they don't think Tony sees them, he does. Garrett had his hands right at waist level, a target for Tony, anticipating a pass, and that's right where that ball came to him. Garrett was ready for it.
No.
Offensive rebound.
And here's Freeman with a steal. To Thomas. Oh,
he dumped that ball back beautifully. Indiana has tied the game now at 42, and really it's been Tony Freeman. He comes, Iowa gets the the offensive rebound. Freeman's able to make the steal, goes all the way and dishes out another assist. That's 2 in a row now.
And with 46 seconds, 45 seconds, it's a new game. We're tied at 42.
Big lift for Indiana to get themselves right in the ball game.
Lohaus, right back again. He has such a soft left-handed shot.
All right, now they've got to be careful. Get this ball inbounds, and now set up for one shot. Just 30 seconds left and a half. Let's see if Alford realizes it. Yes. He brings the ball out. Okay, now see, he's got one shot.
All right, now from three-point area or inside?
No, I think they're just going to try a good shot. Right. I think they're going to try to go inside. If they got timeout here as a penny rolls on the floor, Lohaus stops to pick it up. But Indiana's in great position here, Chuck. After being down for most of the half, they've got a chance to tie it. And as you can see, a lift here for Indiana would be to be able to get this 2 points, just to tie the game.
Now, that's a tough break for Indiana. They're in control of the ball. Now, Iowa can put the press on the inbounds again. And out of bounds, it's going to be to Indiana.
And you can see how tough it is for Indiana to get it in.
17 seconds. Ed Hightower saying Lohaus has to give him some room. And we have a foul.
And that's on Jones.
Jones.
Grabbing Alford, not letting him go back. Jones can't believe it. And it's going to be on Sloan. As Sloan came to set a pick for Alford. And Sloan's going to be at the line. He's going to call 2 shots. They're going to call that an intentional foul against Jones. The foul's on 25.
Well, that's... they call that on 25. That's Horton.
That's what the scoreboard
They called on 25. Horton. I didn't think Horton was anyways near him.
I don't think Horton's in there. I think that's Jones, 14. Here goes Bob Showalter. 25 was not in the game. They'll straighten it out. That'll go against Jones. Indiana with a little mini timeout here. The players gathering around as Alford comes out of the ball game now with just 17 seconds to go.
At the line is Brian Sloan.
And Sloan's going to be at the line. Let's see if it's 2. Yes, it is. 2 shots. So Bob Showalter felt that was intentional foul and gives Sloan 2 shots. But this also gives Iowa the last possession of the half. Still 17 seconds to go. So now they've got the chance to take the lead again.
Now that second one is good. Shooting by Brian Sloan. 13 seconds. Jones will work it across the line at the 10-second mark. Right inside against Isle. Marble from outside. It's good. 3 seconds. Isle from the line. Oh, off the rim, no good. But we have a better ball game than we had 10 minutes ago.
You can hear that by the crowd's reaction. Indiana is in the game.
That's the end of the first half with the score, Iowa 46, Indiana 44. We'll check individual scoring in just a minute.
When I'm in the market for transportation, I look for a dealer that offers a total transportation menu. New cars, trucks, motorhomes, conversion vans, the whole shot. That's why Kelly Chevrolet is my dealer. Their professional service staff is dedicated to fixing it right the first time. The truck salespeople are very knowledgeable. They're a separate sales team. And their new motorhome service center offers a complete maintenance program. All this within the Kelly Chevrolet dealership. That's why when you visit Kelly Chevrolet, it's a very pleasant experience.
The right move for people moving up is Canterbury Green. When you want the best out of life, you gotta go for it now. Make the right move. Make the right move. To the life of your dreams. The life of your dreams. The right move for people moving up is Canterbury Green. The right move for people moving up is Canterbury Green.
Quality, pride, excellent craftsmanship, the trademarks of Graber Homes. Whether it's pioneering in the use of 6-inch studs, being a leader in the use of great rooms for family togetherness, or developing dramatic new homes employing solar energy for heating, the craftsmen of Graber Homes take pride in quality construction, in a home that you can enjoy for years, in a home that will have excellent resale ability in the years to come. Graber Homes, built by craftsmen who care.
Your Fort Wayne Olds dealers present Oldsmobile quality for 1987. Cutlass Sierra, Firenze, Calais, Cutlass Supreme, Delta 88, 98 Regency, and Toronado. Oldsmobile quality for 1987. Feel it at Collins Oldsmobile and O'Daniel Oldsmobile, your Fort Wayne Olds dealers.
Introducing Wendy's new Big Classic Hamburger. The soft Kaiser bun, the fat tomatoes, the fresh toppings, the beef.
This is the good stuff.
46-44 is the score at Carver Hawkeye Arena, with the Hawkeyes holding that 2-point advantage, but it was much worse than that at about the 10 or 11 minute mark when Indiana found itself down by 12, and seemingly nothing more than just a prayer to work their way back into the game, but work their way back they did.
I think the whole key of the game is the style of play, and you can see when Indiana's able to slow the offense down, set some picks inside, go inside to Garrett, who's had a pretty good first half. They're able to score. It stops Iowa from using that fast break. So I think it's easy to explain the game as far as what needs to be done. It's difficult to try to get it done because Iowa just hammers that offensive board and gets extra shots.
Does it give you reason to believe that with them as aggressive, the Hawkeyes as aggressive to the board as they are, that Indiana will try to set them up defensively so as to either draw the foul or to keep them from attacking that hard?
Well, right. You've got to let them run their offense, obviously, and the whole key is to make them take an outside shot because that's the biggest weakness I see is their outside shooting. But then you've got to really concentrate on the blockout. I think a lot of times they'll take a shot hoping they get the offensive rebound, hope it comes off hard, and they get the rebound. So I think that's the biggest part of their offense, and you've got to be able to shut that down. India has not been able to, yet they're still in the ball game.
Lohaus crashes so hard. That outside shot missed by Marble earlier, and Lohaus with the stuff. You just can't give those kind of shots.
And the kids all know that, but like I said, it's just tough to do it out there.
Tonight's game between Iowa and Indiana is coming to you from Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City, Iowa. The score at halftime, the Hawkeyes 46, the Hoosiers 44.
You're nothing but a fat, lazy cat.
I still hang out with a fat, lazy cat.
He never has appreciated my fine company.
Jim Davis, another Indiana legend.
2 Indiana legends.
Brought to you with pride by Farm Bureau Insurance.
I opened my IRA for the tax break, but now I want more. I'll only get it from a bank, and one that knows how much I need my nest egg. One that offers me a choice of IRA options to help me grow strong and pays high interest that goes even higher as my IRA takes off. I'll only get it from American Fletcher.
AFNB, smarter IRAs for smarter people.
I transferred for the IRA Advantage.
Are you concerned about your IRA and the new tax law? Call AFNB for the answers. For example, did you know there's still time to invest in an IRA and get a $2,000 deduction for 1986? For more answers to your IRA questions, call 1-800-321-3600 to get your copy of this free brochure from AFNB. There's no obligation. AFNB wants to make the IRA Advantage work for you. That number is 1-800-321-3600. Call now.
The Indiana University football team achieved many of its preseason goals this year, including a winning record during the regular season and a trip to a bowl game. I'm Mitch Heider, and this is Legion Field, site of where Indiana concluded its 1986 campaign. I had a chance to talk with Coach Mallory following the All-American Bowl. Coach, you've had a couple of weeks now to reflect on the season. How do you feel about it overall?
Well, Mitch, I feel we made good progress this past year. I was pleased with the improvement made. Certainly aren't where we want to be, but I do feel we're headed in the right direction. I do feel the future, looks good. I think it's just a matter of us doing the things we've been doing and just strive to get better, and I feel we will. I think most important thing is we have a good commitment here towards football. I'm very pleased with the kind of support that I'm, receiving. And it's just a matter of going about doing the things we've been doing and working at it. Recruiting's key for us right now, and coming right back this spring and getting our people better. All these things I just like to feel will make our season, hopefully next year, even more productive.
Indiana experienced its first bowl trip since 1979. Has that had an impact on your recruiting?
It really has. It's really given us a good upbeat. I use the term as a great shot in the arm for the program, and I think when you get to a bowl, the exposure, all the good positive publicity that you receive when we talk to these prospects, they know we were at a bowl. Just the fact we were there is really, I think, helped tremendously with our recruiting thus far.
Coach, despite all the success, you did finish the year with 3 consecutive losses. Does that take away some of the momentum the program had picked up?
Not really. Again, that is the way we wanted to finish. Again, we were close. We lost 3 games there at the end that were frustrating losses to us, but it hasn't hindered what I feel is our progress and where we're going. And I think when they look where we've come in the past 3 years, from that first season that was not successful to where we are now and that we were at a bowl, I think people are looking at us with a lot of confidence and seeing that we're on the right track.
Finally, Coach, how does the future look for Indiana University football?
Well, I think the future looks good. I think, again, what I feel Indiana needs is just stability. A staff in here and working and staying and doing the things that we've been doing. I think stability, as much as any, is most important. And that's why I plan to stay here and keep doing what we've been doing. And I feel strong we're headed in the right direction.
Congratulations to the 1986 Indiana University football team, to Coach Bill Mallory, and to his fine coaching staff. From Birmingham, Alabama, this is Mitch Hyder for IU Halftime.
We're in Iowa City at halftime, where the Hawkeyes lead the Hoosiers by 2, 46-44. Let's pause now to hear from our local stations. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network.
Make Scott's your Super Bowl party headquarters. Scott's Delis will delight you and your guests with made-to-order party platters of all kinds. Get deli-made cheese balls for $2.69 a pound. For pizza lovers, it's Scott's Fresh Deli-Made take-home and bake pizza. Get 2 pizzas for just $4. Bonnie Plain or dip chips. A 12-ounce bag is just 99 cents.
You can save much more at Scott's. Check it out.
One of the nice things about shopping for office furniture and supplies is O'Reilly's. Nice because O'Reilly's is convenient with 3 locations in Fort Wayne to serve you. I'm in O'Reilly's spacious office furniture world in Georgetown Square. On the west side, O'Reilly's is located at 2525 West Jefferson. And now O'Reilly's new downtown store featuring a Hallmark card shop is open at 109 West Berry Street. Since 1923, for office furniture and supplies, the name is O'Reilly's.
Taste of the taste of the country. Lee's Country Chicken is ready for you. Green beans with ham, fresh salads too. Buttermilk biscuits and country fried steak. Try Crispy Plus. Tastes great. Come on in or drive right through. Country good cooking. Low prices too. There's only one place and it's gotta be Lee's Famous Recipe. Taste of the country.
Chuck Marlowe with John Laskowski back in Iowa City. The Hawkeyes, leading by 12 at one stage of this game in the first half, find themselves with just a 2-point lead at halftime thanks to a last-second shot by Roy Marble, 46-44. Marble with 12 points in the first half. Statistically, John, things seem to lean a little bit toward Indiana in the first half, except in one category, and that's the one we feared, and that's rebounding.
Well, one thing that surprised me, Chuck, is a high score like this, 46-44. I would think that'd be a big favor to Iowa, and I thought Indiana would have to really slow the tempo, which they've tried to do, and hold the scoring down. They had not been able to, but they're still right in the ball game. So that's good for Indiana. It's just going to be a whale of a second half.
Coach Knight told the team during practice this week that anybody can come out against Iowa and try to score. And Iowa doesn't care if they beat you to 100 to 90 or 110 to 108 or 110 to 105.
That's right.
He said the key to this game is to try to play our offense and to hold them as low as we can.
And I'd say in the last 8 minutes, Indiana was able to do that. You can see how well effective they were coming back. The big thing for Indiana is to watch your check out here in the second half and keep Iowa to one shot each trip down the floor.
Now stay tuned for second half action. We'll be ready in just a minute.
Bob, I need a trainer.
How about Eddie?
He's just a kid.
So was I.
You worked long and hard to get there. When the time comes, you hope you're ready.
You make America work. This bus for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bus for you.
Here's IU football coach Bill Mallory.
This year, United Way is observing its 100th anniversary. 100 years of helping people who are old, handicapped, disabled, and poor. They provide this help through organizations like Salvation Army, Red Cross, Boy Scouts, and many, many others. I hope you'll join me in helping make this the biggest, best year in United Way history.
The agents and employees of Farm Bureau Insurance join Coach Mallory in support of United Way.
Total customer satisfaction requires a comprehensive effort of the entire dealership. From our professional sales consultants to providing the latest technology in our service facility, our dedication is to satisfy your transportation needs. Our new Just Free paint facility enables us to offer the highest quality work possible. With over a 50% increase in our service area, the automotive needs can be met as effectively as possible. This service expansion is another step in our continuing effort to make Tom Kelly Buick a nice place to do business.
So long, Syncor. Leaving Lexon? Bye-bye, Vasigran. Hello, Scepter. You outperform Syncor and Lexon with better weed control and better crop safety. You control weeds like cocklebur and velvet leaf all season long to eliminate the need for Vasigran. So for better broadleaf weed control this year, incorporate new Scepter herbicide. Scepter gives you sure, safe, season-long control.
Why buy less when the best costs no more at Kohlinger Cyclery? A fully assembled and ready-to-ride Raleigh Capri can be yours for only $139.95. The best aluminum frame bike value today, the Technium 440 by Raleigh, is now sale-priced at $239.95. The new Freestyle bikes, trainers, cycling accessories, $20 down, and Kohlingers will lay away your purchase until Christmas. Why would you buy anywhere else? Kohlinger Cyclery on Maple Crest Road, on South Anthony, and north on Coldwater Road.
Correct. Iowa sits in a pretty tenuous position as far as fouls because they have Marble with 2, Lowhouse with 2, Armstrong also with 2, and Jones with 2. Gary Wright has 3. But you can never make predictions off that. It's just a situation.
All right, let's take a look at the stats now. Field goal shooting, Indiana 59%, and they've had to do that. The three-point shooting really has not been a factor. Both teams hitting the free throws. Look at the rebounds. 25 rebounds for Iowa, 9 for Indiana. So that's why Indiana's got to shoot 60% to make up for that rebounding difference. Iowa can get away with 46% because of the number of rebounds they've had. Look at the turnovers. They're even at 6. So here's the scoring. Balanced for Iowa. Marble, Gamble, Horton, all right there. Garrett has 12 and Thomas 10. You can see Indiana's going inside today, and it's been effective for him. And look at the rebounding. Horton has 9. Marble 5, only 2 for Dean Garrett, and we felt he got a few more than that, Chuck. Daryl Thomas, they show, with 4.
Well, the game films, of course, would show whether or not Garrett did have more than that. He just seemed to be around the ball a little bit more, but you have to remember one thing, and that is that Iowa leads the nation in rebounds, and so official scoring is going to lean a little bit more in their favor when there's an option.
Indiana now 16 of 27 at the half for their 59%, and Iowa 16 of 35. So Iowa's taken 8 more shots, and the reason for that, of course, is the rebounding, offensive rebounding. They don't break down the offensive defensive rebound, just show a total of 25 rebounds for Iowa.
Brad Lohaus throws it in right in front of us, and it's going to be B.J. Armstrong to bring it up. Ed Horton handles underneath the Lohaus, and he goes right inside and gets the basket over Garrett. Lohaus now with 11 points. Indiana with Alford, Freeman, Thomas, Callaway, and Garrett. Alford all alone, and he'll pop him if you give him that much room. He has 9, the first basket for Indiana.
Good pick that time. Of course, Steve wasn't involved that much in the offense, but that's good. And against Iowa, that means Indiana's setting the half-court offense, and they're going inside because Garrett and Thomas are the 2 leading scorers.
And up and in, and that soft turnaround by Ed Horton.
That's twice now Iowa's been able to run their half-court offense and get the ball inside. So a little different style of play here early in the half.
Horton has 10. 50-46, Iowa by 4. Callaway, big threat here last year, had 21, and he has but 3 points.
Picked up those 3 fouls early, but starting the second half.
Shot clock down to 16, lays it up, and here's Thomas. He gets it to fall, and we have a foul. It'll go against Horton, his second.
Freeman's really creating the offense here, Chuck. He's going to drive the middle. See, it's easy for him to get around that big player. He leaves his feet. Look how Lohaus came right over. That means Horton's got to come to Phil, and Thomas gets the roll. Look at the emotion there on Thomas's part.
Thomas averaging 15.3 points and gets the roll of the free throw. He has 13 tonight, and it's a 1-point game, 50-49. Armstrong, 10 guarding 10, as Freeman steps over. Horton misses the shot, and the rebound off the chest of Garrett into the hands of Callaway.
Now that rebound went into the Iowa hands. They just weren't able to come up with it, but there you see the advantage of just holding to one shot.
Alford close to that sideline.
Zone here by Iowa, 1-2-2. And they've got their big guy, Marble, on the top, try to show some obstruction, really, for Freeman outside.
Inside Callaway, yes, sir. Indiana takes the lead, 51-50. Look how quickly Iowa is back. Look how quickly the basket by Lohaus.
Well, he's a good outside shooter for a 7-footer. And again, Indiana very patient now. This is the way they've got to play.
Baseline. Oh, what a great drive by Callaway. That could have been a foul, a blocking foul underneath, too, because Callaway had such a start. He was in the air before that man moved under.
Or Ron Felling off the Indiana bench, really shouting to the team. Defense now. Indiana's in the game.
And knocked away. The Hoosiers with a hand on the ball. Horton puts it back up, at a foul on Freeman before the shot.
Now, he was in good position, but he just couldn't reach high enough to stop that pass. So he comes up with a good foul because it stops the layup. And this early in the half, of course, gives Iowa the ball out of bounds.
Oh, there's the lob inside. It comes right to Horton. Blocked away by Callaway. And the save. Oh, Doug Gamble. They are just such athletes.
They come up with a big play right there. It looked like Indiana had a good block, but Iowa comes up with the possession, and then the players down the floor for the fast break. Gamble was wide open.
54-53. Freeman right through the traffic, takes the shot off the glass. Here's a rebound and a basket by Garrett, giving both ends of that.
Now that's Freeman again. He drove through 3 players that time and took a good shot, but Indiana had the advantage that time on the boards as Iowa was still outside.
Lohaus lets it fly from outside. Out of bounds, that's going to be, oh, no! It was right through the hands of Marble, and they call it out of bounds, Iowa. Inside to Horton, and a foul.
Boy, they really handed that ball quick. It didn't look like the players were set up yet for the out-of-bounds play. All of a sudden, Iowa had it and quickly threw the pass in. And you see Alford right there discussing with Ed Hightower. He said, hey, we weren't set up yet. You handed him the ball before anybody was ready.
Hill will be coming into the lineup. Kent Hill, number 40, 6'6" junior from Wichita, Kansas. but will be replacing Horton. Ed at the line with 10 points and 2 shots. Tied at 55, and we played 3.5 minutes, second half. Now Iowa with a 1-point lead. Substitution. Here's Hill for Horton. Iowa can go so deep, John.
Yep, that's the whole key to their team. And 2 starters, Wright and Lorenzen from last year, not starting this year.
Alford to Callaway. Give Alford a tremendous assist on that play, and Callaway is 9th point.
That's a good way to break the press. You can't use a lot, but you send a player all the way length of the court. It's a dangerous pass, but Indiana used it to their advantage.
Moe back in the lineup for Iowa. Hill gets it back. Gamble.
Garrett fronting Lohaus inside.
Armstrong, there's a slap. The basket will count. Foul on Freeman. And Armstrong will have a chance for a 3-point play.
Pretty good defense. Freeman a little behind. There's the slap down. Didn't look like he had a lot of contact, but just making that motion is going to draw a foul a lot. Armstrong at the line.
That was B.J. Armstrong's first point tonight. And it was a big one, 58-57. He has a chance to extend that lead now. 77% shooter from the line. It's good. And again, the pressure. Into Freeman. Thomas puts it right up, misses, draws the foul.
It's going to go against Iowa. Tony nearly threw that pass away. It's Gamble's second. But Darrow was able to come up with it and just made a drive. Even though he had 3 players to go around, made a drive to the basket, got the foul.
59-57. And Indiana with a chance to tie. That's Thomas's 14th point. Here's the second. It's good. He's 5 for 5 tonight from the stripe, and we have a timeout at Carver Hawkeye Arena. You're watching Indiana basketball from Iowa City, Iowa, where Indiana and Iowa are tied at 59.
I think we should talk to our Farm Bureau insurance agent about more life insurance.
Life is full of surprises. Let's use our extra money to enjoy them.
Honey.
We could take a long vacation. I can just see you lying on a beach soaking up the sun.
Honey.
Or we could buy a brand new convertible. It's like a vacation on the beach, but with no sand.
Honey, we're expecting one of life's little surprises.
Because life is full of surprises. Larry Hodge always dreamed about getting to the Super Bowl. Well, when GTE supplied the telecommunication systems for Super Bowl 20, Larry got his chance. In just 30 days, he and his team of installers laid 9 miles of cable, designed and installed dozens of telecommunication systems, and over 1,100 different lines, which explains why Larry's team will make it to the Super Bowl again this year. GTE, quality service from quality people.
You look at the master over there, Indiana's Bob Knight in his 16th year, looking for his 351st victory. Bob Poets and others from Mel Simon and Associates were with us on the plane today coming out. John flew into St. Louis with us before we left to come up through Moline and then to Iowa City. And Bob and the other Simon and Associates members are at a meeting out west, and they're watching us tonight on satellite.
Well, as much interest as I've heard here from the Iowa people, I'm sure back in Indiana there's a lot of TVs turned on to us right now.
It's the game of the week nationally, but no national TV. Jeff Moe to the side, and as they work it around, Marble.
There's a zone, 2-3 by Indiana.
Inside, Horton blocked away. Garrett really timing well.
Watch the action inside. Look at Daryl Thomas here with Horton.
Jones is double. Moe, 3, and it's good. That's his second.
Well, they really look for Moe. When Indiana goes to that zone, if they can't get in, they let Moe take that three-point shot, and he's hit a couple today now.
Thomas, oh, he jams it underneath, but draws the foul. He had an excellent opportunity to set up for a three-point play.
Boy, Freeman has made the difference. Look at Moe trying from behind there. He splits two defenders and then gets the ball to Thomas. Tony Freeman's been the difference of Indiana coming back with his ability to break the press and then set the players inside up with easy passes for easy shots. Tough passes for easy shots.
Moe from three-point range is 25 of 72 now.
Good concentration by Darrell. Remember, early in the year, he was having trouble at that free throw line. That's a good effort on his part. He looks like he's much better on the concentration. He hits another one.
Thomas has 17. He is 7 for 7 at the charity line, and Indiana is down by 1, 62-61. Let's change that. Moe is 23 of 73. 25 of 73, I'm sorry. Now we've got it straight. From three-point range. And Jeff handles. Cross court is the drive. And good body control. Right back up again. Hill fights and puts it in. Here's Indiana once again breaking the press. Thomas misses the shot, and it's out of bounds, Indiana. And again, Freeman makes that happen.
And Freeman's, he's probably bopped some people in the head with a pass in practice, because every one of those guys has their eyes glued to him, knowing a pass is on its way.
Well, he got caught by Lohaus. Now, there was no foul that time. And Moe misses the shot, but it's put in by Marble. Indiana got caught back.
5-point lead. You see how quickly Iowa can force the action and take the lead.
Freeman. Block. No foul. 3 on the way, and it's no good. That's Lohaus. He's going to be called for the foul. Right over the back. And the fans don't like that one bit.
Oh, that's the big and the little there as Lohaus goes around Freeman, but bumps him. Fighting for the ball. Tom Davis not with it. Look, he says, I didn't think you got him. But that's going to go out of bounds to Indiana. Iowa up 5 now. You can see how quickly from that 59-59 score, how quickly they come to life with those turnovers. Some debris on the floor. The players clear it off. Looks like ice. Dean Garrett comes over near half court.
Well, I certainly don't think the fans realize that pennies are horrible, but ice can be just as bad. Thrown on the floor. Up to Freeman. He pulls up at the line, and it's no good. Here's the follow. Here's Moe on the break. He's going to drive on Alford, score. 7-point lead, 68-61. Callaway pulls up, misses the shot. And a jump ball. No. Turnover.
Ballman.
Offense. Against Iowa. Carried the ball. Right. Indiana wants timeout. It'll be Indiana ball when we get back. You're watching Hoosier basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. The score, Iowa 68, Indiana 61.
When a child as young as 4 is driven by rage, starved for affection, or simply too sad for words, how can he tell you how he feels? If you know such a child and love such a child, get him the help he can't ask for himself. Find out about Charter Beacon's family-centered children's treatment program today.
With the new tax laws, I can't take the same interest deductions. Good thing I got help at Fort Wayne National.
Help. Homeowners Equity Line Program at Fort Wayne National lets you keep your interest deductions by borrowing against the value of your home. It's a personal revolving line of credit that lets you write a check whenever you need a loan. And in most cases, the interest is tax deductible.
I switched all my loans to help, so come tax time, I'm really covered by my very own home.
Ask about help at any office of Fort Wayne National Bank.
What was a tie game has turned out to be a 7-point Iowa lead, 68-61 with 13:39 left.
Well, Iowa's been able to force the action with that press and the turnovers leading to the fast break baskets as they did early in the game. So there you see Coach Knight with the players. They've got to get that game slowed down again, make it a half-court game, but it's just tough to do, Chuck.
Keith Smart back in the Hoosier lineup replacing Freeman. And this capacity crowd, a sellout house at Carver Hawkeye Arena, showing their Hawkeye support. And the Hoosiers just can't get it in. What do we have? 5 seconds against Indiana.
That's really the first time, though, on a 5-second call, but it just comes at a bad time. The crowd was up before the press started, and now you come with a turnover, and before they can sit down, if they get another hoop here, it's 9-point game.
Roy Marble with 14 points, but it's been a balanced Hawkeye attack that has given them this 7-point lead. Gamble, Armstrong, over to Lorenzen, inside, and Horton just owns that spot. 14 points to Thomas. Back out to Callaway. Alford has handled the ball very little.
Here's a zone by Iowa, 2-3, 1-2-2. See if we can get Alford on a 3-point shot.
Callaway. Smart. And there's another steal. Here comes Marble. Callaway, but the tip is good. Get it to 35, Kevin Gamble. And it's kicked. It's going to be Indiana ball.
See, I don't think Iowa minds that because now they have time to set the press, and all the players are up. 11-point lead now for Iowa, but they get to set their press again, and they just try to continually put pressure on you.
Lorenzen will defend the inbound. Thomas to Alford, and it's going to be out of bounds. Indiana again, touched by Lorenzen. He was on the line. Up to Smart. He has Garrett, but Smart takes it alone.
Oh, he can really get up as Horton was back on defense. Smart went right over the top. And again, that long baseball pass, that was the pass that was open.
It's a 9-point game. Armstrong, and an easy two. Indiana just falling asleep on the baseline. And the steal, and more. Indiana is now wilting against the press. Alford, 76-63, a 13-point Hawkeye lead. And just 3 minutes ago, Indiana was in this game. 3 on the way by Smart. It's no good. Right through the hands of Thomas. Armstrong.
Boy, this is their game. The way they like to play it, they'll press you, and that's how quicker they can score. 15-point lead now for Iowa.
11 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. Alford, 3, it's good. That'll quiet them for a while.
When they use that zone, that's the play Indiana needs to use now to try to come back in the game.
Armstrong gets 2 of them right back. (80-66), 14-point lead. Garrett will fire, and that wasn't a good control shot. Jump ball. Thomas had the ball, but it's tied up, and it's going to be Indiana on the alternate possession. We have a timeout with 10:34 left to play. You're watching Indiana basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Iowa leading the Hoosiers 80-66.
When you're looking for a sure thing, look to the man who knows what it takes to be a winner. Look for quality, dedication, pride. Look to your Indiana Ford dealer for America's #1 truck, F-150. Priced to save you over $670. Ford quality, dedication, pride, and performance.
See your Indiana Ford dealer. Good people, great products. As sure as a little three-pointer.
I really like living in Indiana. I like the weather, the people. It's home. And I like doing business at home. That's why I've got Farm Bureau Auto Insurance. I get good coverage, fast claim service, and I'm even saving a few dollars. Yes, sir, it makes me feel real good knowing the money I'm spending for the things I need is staying right here at home.
Ten and a half minutes. The game certainly is not over, but 80-66, a 14-point lead after we were tied in the 60s, John, really doesn't look too good for Indiana.
You're right there, Chuck. 14 points down now. 80 points already for Iowa, and there's still 10 and a half minutes left to go in the ball game. So it looks like they're going to cruise to 100 points, and they've been able to play that transition game. They've gotten the lead when Indiana's been able to make it a half-court game. They've been able to come back, but now the clock starts to work against Indiana.
The Hoosiers will try to inbounds under their own basket. Lowhouse at 7 feet is the presence on the inbounds pass, but Indiana gets it in. Brian Sloan. Indiana did a good job with Sloan in the lineup in the first half. It's Smart and Alford inside to Garrett. Soft shot by Garrett, gets some glass and drops through.
Yeah, he had the inside position that time on Lowhouse and really called for that ball.
And now Indiana 2 points closer. Let's see if they can hold Iowa. Jones, Lowhouse, Marble underneath the Hill, out of bounds. It's going to be Indiana ball. Hill lost control.
Iowa runs on their pattern offense. They run a cut low right under the basket on the baseline, trying to free him up in a post position.
Tom Davis wanted 5 seconds called. Here's Smart, and it's not going to fall. Can't take those kind of shots.
Got a good trap here.
Double. Mo, 3 more on the way, and that won't fall. Mo chases it down out of bounds, Iowa.
Hey, there's the three-point opportunity, but still out of bounds to Iowa.
9:41. It's 80-68. Indiana down by a dozen, and Lorenzen, or Lowhouse rather.
That foul's going to come from behind on Brian Sloan, trying to keep Lowhouse from getting position.
That is the second foul against Sloan and the 4th against Indiana in the second half. Jones across the top of the key. Indiana just needs to pick at this game, and on the inside it's going to be called on Daryl Thomas.
It's that low cut that I just talked about. They sent Horton that Hill that time. Thomas trying to get the position. That's 5 team fouls now. Still out of bounds to Iowa. Indiana wants to switch here as put Daryl Thomas on Sloan's man and Sloan on Thomas.
From the side, P.J. Armstrong, and his first three-pointer. Up it comes. Smart to Sloan to Alford. He'll send 3 on the way and score. Steve shooting well off the move tonight.
Yes, he is. He knows he's got to be behind that line to get the three-point opportunity because Indiana needs it to get in the game.
Turnover.
Travel.
That's a travel, and it's a good call by Bob Showalter, even though there was contact between Hill and Thomas.
Well, the turnovers have really hurt Iowa. In the Big Ten stats released this year, or this week, they averaged 17 a game, but they averaged 3 more turnovers than their opponent, and that's really hurt them today. It's given Indiana opportunities to get back in the game.
Sloan doubled in the corner, out to Alford across the line. Alford pulls up, drops it off to Smart. Smart gets 2.
Steve was going to take that three-pointer, but saw the defense coming from behind. Wisely dumped it off.
83-73.
Now it's 10. You can see Indiana still fighting.
Iowa moving the ball well. Horton, Armstrong, they play with it around that three-point line.
They'll let Horton take that outside shot. You see how low Daryl Thomas is.
And Marble all alone for his 16th point.
5-second call.
Well, Indiana just really
seems they get in trouble when they break away from the ball. You really need to start high, like at the free throw line, then break toward the ball, toward the man throwing the pass in, so that you can get that. And they can see how effective that press is. Mo checks back in for Iowa.
And Marble takes a rest. Inbounds, out of bounds. It's going to be Indiana.
Lohaus touched the ball as Sloan had his hand in the path of the ball. It comes right back at Lohaus, and he grabs it out of bounds. See, they used Lohaus 7 foot on the guy out of bounds, and it's just tough to see. And there's a 5-second call again. Boy, 2 quick ones in a row. Look at Daryl Thomas. He's got to get better movement inside toward the ball.
The Indiana bench and coaching staff is really frustrated. In the Mo. Blocking foul on Smart, his 4th. Well, 85-73, the Hawkeyes by 12. Lohaus to toss it in front of his own bench. And the Hawkeyes controlling the ball. They are a dominant team, and number 1 in one poll, number 2 in another. They are certainly earning that reputation tonight. Horton, and it's a tie, but it's going to go to Iowa.
Horton lost that ball on the drive, but the arrow points in the Hawkeyes' favor.
We have 8 minutes, 7 seconds remaining. Again, balanced scoring from Iowa. They have 6 players in double figures. Indiana with 1, 2, 3, 4. Mo, and they travel.
Well, it seemed like the action had been on that side of the floor for a good minute and a half.
Steve Isle comes in for Indiana, replacing Dean Garrett. Garrett with just 2 field goals here in the second half, and here's Lorenzen to front Thomas on the inbound.
Indiana's got a double stack now, and there's Sloan breaking toward the ball.
Out of bounds. That's going to be Indiana ball. John, again, it just appears that nobody is coming to the ball, and the spacing on the passing isn't too good.
Better that time as Sloan broke off the double post there high and came into the corner. You got to watch going into that corner, though, also.
Alford across the line and to the right side, and let's see what Indiana can set up this time.
Here's the zone by Iowa.
Inside to Thomas. That's an easy 2 for Darrell. He has 19. Darrell had 13 last year.
They're aggressive when they can set that half-court offense up. It's just the turnovers that they commit against the pressure that's hurt.
Horton. And now back to Gamble. To Mo. A whistle. And that's going to go against Isle. Again, the battle underneath. Number 44, Lorenzen. And Isle with contact, and Steve picks up his first foul.
And that's, let's see, is that 7 team fouls? So now 1 and 1, 7:30 left in the game.
Lorenzen, a 50% shooter from the charity stripe. But this offensive board power of Iowa, and this is not an easy rebound. Should he miss? Lorenzen has a point. 7:29 left in the game.
See, here's the Iowa strength now. They've rested Marble. They still hold an 11-point lead, and now he comes back in. Jones comes in. Armstrong goes out. They get a 2-minute rest, 3-minute rest, and then they come right back in. So they always try to have some fresh players in the ball game.
And Lorenzen misses this one. Here's Indiana trailing 86-75. Down to Sloan, back to Alford, sends 3 more on the way, and the good.
Boy, he saves the ball out of bounds, and then nobody pays attention to him. He slips right back in. Sloan very alert to get Steve the ball again. Now it's an 8-point game.
86-78. We have 7:05 left to play. Moe out high for the ball and goes right to Bill Jones. To Horton. They're giving the Indiana on the inside right now. Now Horton tries to make a flash to the ball. And this is Horton holding out top of the key.
Shot clock's down to 10.
Now they call the offensive play. Here's Jones to Moe. He'll send 3. Good. Keith Smart on the break, and Moe commits the foul, banging the shoulder of Smart on Moe, his first foul.
That's going to turn out to be a big play. 6:30 left. The shot clock running down, and Iowa is forced to take about a 22-footer that Moe hit. So instead of getting the ball down the other way, they increased the lead to 11 points.
89-78. Smart. And tries to feed it inside and right through the zone. That's
that pass
not the kind of pass you like.
That pass wasn't there. Too many defensive players between the passer and the receiver. Hey, the best offense they've had now is a 3-point shot by Steve. Just a matter of setting him up. Draw the defense in there. It's a good job right there. He decided not to take it. There's set up again. Now a pick. Iowa rotates with Horton from down inside and is able to deflect the ball out of bounds. So good half-court defense by Iowa.
Ball off Horton, then off Alford. Smart sits down as Freeman reports back in for Indiana with 6:03 left to play. 11-point Hawkeye lead, 89-78. To Moe. Lorenzen. Jones back to Moe. Fans wanted a foul on Sloan. Jones. And 21 seconds on the shot clock.
It's like Iowa's taking their time now.
Right, the clock is working to their
They're running the clock now.
Jones from inside. And Marble crashes the board. Travels.
See, they just send 5 guys. Every time a shot's taken, they send 5 guys into the rebound. Very unusual that they would, but that's how they come up with so many. And there's Coach Tom Davis.
Garrett Brile for Indiana.
Substituting again. Lorenzen's out. Now he's going to bring Gamble back in. Moe comes out. He's got 2 or 3 fresh guys.
Into Garrett. To Freeman. Alford. 3 more. Yes.
Good play by Tony as he breaks the press and then looks for Steve on the 3-point opportunity. 7-point ball game.
89-81. 8 points.
It's wishful thinking, Chuck.
I wish you were right. Horton way out high.
This is the game Indiana wants, though. Here's Iowa in their half-court offense. Moe's out of the game now, so they'll probably try a 3-pointer, and Tom Davis calls timeout. He didn't like that offense.
You're watching Indiana basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. With 4:48 remaining, it's Iowa by 8.
We like to see you smile. That feeling, good feeling, that smile on your face.
You're right, kid. I may be new at this, but I'm catching on fast. And when I don't know the answers, I just ask someone who does.
Nothing's more important than your good health. So don't hesitate to ask Cooks for answers to your health care questions. We're here to help.
We like to see you smile.
If you're thinking of building a new home, call Colonial Homes by Delagrange, the #1 builder team in planning, designing, decorating, and building. Colonial Homes, winner of first place overall and first place for People's Choice in the Parade of Homes, offers you everything you need when building, from helping you find a location to decorating your home. Colonial Homes, known for craftsmanship inside and outside.
Colonial Homes by Delagrange. The very best.
At Carver Hawkeye Arena, there's the score and the time remaining. Alford is 5 for 7 from three-point range tonight, and he is 4 for 4 from the stripe. One two-point field goal for 21 points.
See, with Mo out of the lineup now, Iowa doesn't really have that good outside shooter. So Indiana's in their zone. Iowa, of course, trying to run some clock, but they still got to make movement in their offense. And Tom Davis didn't like what he saw and called that timeout. So let's see if they've made any changes. Iowa ball out of bounds.
And it'll be Lohaus, Brad Lohaus, to toss it in. To B.J. Armstrong. Armstrong, the 6'2 sophomore from Detroit. Inside to Lohaus. Blocked away and saved by Freeman. And we have a foul.
Well, Garrett's done a good job inside with that intimidation. That's 3 or 4 blocks now he's had. Unfortunately, sometimes Iowa's been able to come up with it. That time it went to Indiana. But again, here's an out-of-bounds play, and they put the press back on.
Freeman. And they're just waiting to trap him over here. And he gets right through it. 89-81. Basket here can make this a different game.
Still zone by Iowa. Garrett trying to get open inside.
Here he is. No, he's not going to shoot that one. Freeman tries to set him up. Armstrong stays right out on Alford. Sloan, out of bounds, Indiana.
There's 6 seconds now on that shot clock. So Indiana needs a quick shot here.
It'll be Thomas to toss it in. To Garrett. Oh! Falling away from the basket, too.
Yep, and then nobody really to get that inbounds pass to, and Garrett turns it right into 2 quick points. Now it's a 6-point ball game.
3:44. The clock ever so important. Gamble, Lohaus. Now Marble, Roy.
Boy, battle inside. Look at Thomas and Lohaus.
Armstrong, and he gets 2 over Garrett. Alford out to Freeman. Now Freeman wants Alford, so he's going to hold up. 91-83.
Picked his dribble up there, got away with it.
Inside to Thomas. There's a foul that's going to count, and Lohaus has just fouled out.
See, good job by Alford there. As everybody thinks he's going to take that 3-point shot, but he doesn't when he's closely guarded. He simply swings the ball around, and that means there's an opening inside, and right there Freeman sees it. He goes to Darrell. Look at the roll goes in. Lohaus fouls out of the game. And again, his presence is important on the offensive boards and being the defender on the guy out of bounds on that press. At 7 foot, he's hard to throw that ball around.
Yeah, but John, I'll tell you, they are so deep on the bench, they go right to Lorenzen. Al comes in, 6'9" junior from Cedar Rapids. He was a starter last year, and he comes in, has something to say to Horton underneath. Horton is playing with 3 fouls, and Thomas at the line. Big basket, big free throw here if he should make it, and he does. He has 22. And it's now 91-86, a 5-point game.
Oh, this is where each possession becomes so valuable now, just under 3 minutes, and turnovers can hurt you right here.
Armstrong right in that 3-point area. Marble and Horton, and they play with it around the top. They have a post, Lorenzen underneath. He traveled. Goes right back up and scores. Oh, they just let him walk right around on the inside.
Offensive rebound.
And there's a foul on Lorenzen, and he pushed him twice just to make sure.
Good opportunity here for Indiana. Gives them a chance to rest. Score, of course, while the clock is stopped. But that offensive rebound just kill you. It looked like Lorenzen may have stepped, and then when he missed the shot, he was right in position to get his own rebound.
We have 2 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. 93-86. Well, we test Tony's mettle here. He doesn't get too many opportunities at the stripe. 5'7" freshman. out of the same school that produced Isaiah Thomas and Darrell Thomas. And the second is good. He hits them both.
Good shots there. Pressure for the young freshman. He really hadn't been in that situation here in college yet.
And he puts a little pressure on Armstrong. That forces them into the half-court game. Indiana can get set up. And what do we have here? Foul on Sloan as he and Marble get into a pushing.
Boy, they're running that baseline cut. Indiana's trying to front that cut to avoid a pass low right into the block. And that's 2 or 3 times now. Indiana's been caught a little bit behind and kind of bumping there. That time it was Brian Sloan.
93-88. Now, we've seen the game take swings, only occasionally for Indiana, but
each time Indiana's been able to come back. Iowa had, I think they got that lead back up to 13 or 15, Chuck, here in the second half, and there's a missed free throw.
Oh, and they get the rebound. See, they just control the boards. I look over, Bob Knight just leans back.
Even in a free throw situation, they're able to scrap and come up with the ball, and more importantly, the 45 seconds on the shot clock.
Lorenzen. Armstrong, back to Horton. Marble. Lorenzen. Offensive foul on Lorenzen. Boy, I'll tell you, gutsy possession by Darrell Thomas.
I think he knew he had it.
Yep.
And that's why he took that position. So minute 45 now, 93-88. Iowa with the lead. Indiana's going to be able to get this ball in bounds before they could set the pressure up. So a little break there for Indiana. Chance to cut the lead.
Freeman.
Watch the trap now. Watch the trap. Three players there. Somebody's open.
Back to Freeman. Thomas. There's the screen by Sloan. No basket, they say. On the line. Oh, can't believe it.
Well, Freeman set that up. Sloan set the pick, and as Steve went around it, I could not get a good look. That's right in front of us, but I didn't get a good look at the sideline there to see if he stepped out.
Well, he may have stepped out, but I don't know whether he had the ball when he was out.
And he made that three-point shot.
Yes, he sure did. Freeman goes down, no contact. Minute 16, here's Armstrong on the drive and gets the basket. Armstrong has 16. It's 95-88, a 7-point game. Alford lets it fly. Tipped up. Foul, Garrett.
Garrett made a good effort on that rebound, but as he came up with it, he got called for the foul. There you can see how big that play was, the sideline play, when Alford makes that three-point shot.
Indiana wants timeout. 59 seconds remaining. You're watching Indiana. You're watching Indiana basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Indiana trails Iowa 95-88.
Here's IU football coach Bill Mallory.
This year, United Way is observing its 100th anniversary. 100 years of helping people who are old, handicapped, disabled, and poor. They provide this help through organizations like Salvation Army, Red Cross, Boy Scouts, and many, many others. I hope you'll join me in helping make this the biggest, best year in United Way history.
The agents and employees of Farm Bureau Insurance join Coach Mallory in support of United Way.
This bud's for all that you do.
Today a landscaper, tomorrow a college student. Yep. Finally took your advice, Mike.
You taught him.
Already you're smart.
All you knew. They say he's a lot like you. Yeah, you make America work, and this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
To a future architect, and to a brother who made it possible.
This bud's for you.
Well, John, the big question will be with the score 93-88, was Alford on that line when he had the ball?
Well, the camera angle here, at least for that sideline, is the cameras are to our back, and that's the sideline that Steve stepped on. The official was right there, and that call went against Indiana, and I didn't really get a good look at it.
That would have at least made it 93-91. But now it's 95-88, and Horton at the line shooting. Thomas with the rebound. We have 55 seconds. Freeman takes it inside, puts it up off the rim, and the rebound pulled down by Horton. Here's a break by Marble. He'll take it in and slam dunk. That just about ices it for Iowa, looking to go 18-0 on the season. Steal by Armstrong. Another fast break. Marble on the lead, gives it back to Gamble. 28 seconds. 99-88, 11 points. Alford. Sloan. And that one won't fall. Rebound to Horton. Armstrong. Marble once again. Slapped away. Gamble has it slapped away.
And a foul. That's going to go against Alford. 2 seconds left now. 101-88.
Kevin Gamble with 15 points. Will be at the line to shoot one more. 101-88 with 2 seconds. And there weren't too many joyous moments in this game for IU. Gamble misses, tip back, he gets the second shot. It doesn't go, and the contest is over. Final score, Iowa 102. Indiana 88. We'll be back to check on the scoring and review tonight's game in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Dick Enberg for GTE. You know, telecommunications and football have a lot in common. They both involve things like good connections, conference calls, and data communications. And for their communications, more and more NFL teams rely on GTE. Teams like the Dallas Cowboys, Tampa Bay Bucks, Indianapolis Colts, and Seattle Seahawks. For your quality communications, talk to the telecommunications consultant to Super Bowl 21. Talk to GTE.
Without Amex coal, practice would be over. It takes coal to produce the electricity that lights basketball courts, all the way from backyards to Assembly Hall. Amex Coal Company. Bet you never thought of us as a basketball power.
Well, let's correct the score. 101-88. Indiana, 13-point loser tonight. And run the scoring very quickly for you for Iowa. Roy Marble had 18 to lead the team. But listen to this. Ed Horton had 14, Brad Lohaus 13, B.J. Armstrong 16, Kevin Gamble 15, Jeff Moe 17. Al Lorenzen had 3, Kent Hill had 2, and Bill Jones had 3. So they have 6 players in double figures. For Indiana, they were led by Darrell Thomas with 22. Alford had 21. Dean Garrett 18. Rick Callaway had 9. Keith Smart had 10 points. Indiana has 4 in double figures. 4 from Tony Freeman, and Brian Sloan also had 4. So the strength on the boards is well we expected coming in. John spelled the difference.
Yes, but you could see flashes where Indiana was able to control the offense and get themselves in the ball game. And of course, remember, Iowa comes to Indiana in February.
We'll continue with our post-game show after we hear from our local stations. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network.
We used to have a different insurance company for all our insurance policies.
But when something went wrong, we were never sure who to call.
So we got Farm Bureau Insurance to insure everything.
It's a lot easier.
It's more convenient.
And there's no confusion.
We got one company, one agent.
And only one phone number to remember.
You might say Farm Bureau's one of a kind.
Just like you.
Oh, no.
If you've got a hankering for a Honda, Don Ayers Honda has some big news for you. We're receiving extra January shipments of new 1987 Honda automobiles. All models, all colors, all priced to sell the second they hit the lot. This is your chance to buy one of the world's most popular cars, the Honda Civic Hatchback, for just $5,887. And there's plenty of Accords and Preludes arriving, too. Come out now because these Hondas are selling fast. Don Ayers Honda, 4740 Lima Road.
Quality. Quality is something you feel. Something you just know is there. It's like the way people feel about Allen Dairy. They just know the quality is there. You can feel it. You can taste it. Allen Dairy products. One taste says it's good.
Get away to Ponderosa these days and get away with a lot.
All this food?
They must have undercharged us. Presenting our new $4.49 Sunday special. You get a charbroiled ribeye steak, baked potato, hot veggies, soup, and salad buffet. And now you even get away with our all-you-can-eat Sunday bar.
Make it fast.
All for just $4.49. So it's a steal.
Just play dumb. Ready for seconds, folks?
Seconds?
Now at your Fort Wayne, Auburn, Huntington, and Wabash Ponderosas.
The final here in Iowa City, Iowa 101, Indiana 88. The Hawkeyes now go 18-0 and 6-0 in conference play to lead the Big Ten. And Indiana now drops to 14-2 on the season, 5-1 in the conference. Well, John, we bid you adieu. We'll be joining Steve Green this coming Saturday. Good luck to you in the Big Ten Game of the Week.
Okay, thank you, Chuck.
Okay. And we hope to have you fans with us this coming Saturday night, too. Any reproduction of this telecast is strictly forbidden without the express written permission of WTTV and Indiana University, which also has approval of the announcers used in this telecast. Now, this is Chuck Marlowe speaking for John Laskowski, inviting you to join us Saturday night when Indiana travels to Minneapolis to meet the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. So long, everybody.
You've been watching Indiana University basketball.
At Indiana, where the hometown Purdue Boilermakers stopped number 8 Illinois